That does not include the server. But when you have a pipe, there are two very important ends, aren't there? There's what you put in and what comes out, isn't it? So what goes in are images taken by the KIEMS kit of forms, as the CS said, that have been manually filled. That represents a count that has been done by an IEBC or IEBC officers in front of yourselves, who will be present on location, and I guess party agents. The tally of what has been filled in the form is done by IEBC officials. So they do the counting, they do the data entry, they do the tally, and then they take the picture. That is what goes into the pipe, and at the other end of the pipe is an IEBC server. Okay? That server is located in data centers, and I speak for Safaricom, which are not manned by Safaricom. The security, the configuration of that data center, or of that server, is managed by IEBC. So, you know, when people say, and I say this, on a light note, a server can be anything these days. Yeah. Some of us, we know that the server being the big server rack, 48U, quite heavy, a couple of tons, yes? But these days, and I see a few heavies here, your phones can actually also be servers. So, but the servers in this particular case, I have seen them, are server racks, which sit in 2 data centers within the confines of Nairobi. Yeah. In data centers managed by third parties. So I hope I've at least started the conversation going around the servers, but if you have more questions about the servers, I can possibly answer to the extent that I can. So I'll take questions in threes. I'm assuming there are mics that will go around. Okay, there's a question over here. This one.
Thank you. My name is I'm an academic, and my interest is in perception versus reality, particularly because the question of trust has come up. Part of the research, I think, that goes around elections, not necessarily here, but around the world, is related to robustness of systems. The description I've had so far sounds like the technology is robust and you have ensured that there is a robustness of system. The problem with the election is the perception that the system is not robust, or if it is robust, it can easily be manipulated. So maybe this is a question to both the CS and to Safaricom. What effort is there to protect not only the robustness of the system, but also the citizens' perception that this system can be manipulated? Because I think there's a worry generally about free, fair, and peaceful elections. Thank you.
Okay, I will attempt to answer the question, and I guess if the CS or my CEO would like to add anything, I will hand the mic. What we have tried to do, and by this event, is to try to at least bring light to what our role is in as far as the elections go. And I say this to all members of the consortia, yeah, that is providing services to the IEBC, to the Commission, in as far as the results transmission system goes. What I can tell you is that even within our own organization, many people did not understand basically what it is that we do. Why? Because the perception that is out there has, seeds have been planted, and I guess for a very long time. I think the CS even mentioned deep state. These people who are somehow doing things, and so these seeds that have been planted are things which we are trying to undo. And I guess it is upon us all in this room to try and understand and to try to rectify that false perception that exists. I believe, for example, in Ghana, results are sent actually over WhatsApp. And they are satisfied to do that. I think for those who have participated and have gone to manage elections as observers, have been told how the level of technology use in Kenya is higher, certainly than many parts of Africa. Yes, in the developed world, counting is, they use technology. Data entry, once you've done your thing, it's actually all electronic. So we have done just a part of it, but hopefully with everybody in this room, concerted effort to understand and then to communicate what goes out, I think will go a long way to assisting the Commission to regain the trust of Kenyans. What you will also find, and I challenge everybody, during the general elections, the trust level is very low. Sometimes, as has been the case in the past, 2 to 3 weeks later, you will find that there's a by-election. 2 to 3 weeks later, whether it's because of the passing of one of the winners of a particular election. Using the same technology, the same people, by 9 o'clock in the evening, a result has been announced, there's no issue, and everybody goes away happy. So we need to ask ourselves, why is that? And how can we participate to correct that perception? I don't want to see us, so my CEO, if you want to add anything, or do we leave it there? Maybe just to pass it across, just in case there's anything which needs to be said before we take.
To clarify, I did not mention deep state because I don't know what that is.
Yes.
And whether it exists. But I think the issue of trust and perception, media has a big role to play. I think government is a player in terms of the way people perceive. So really it's for media to provide the necessary information and for IEBC to be as open in the way they continue to provide the people with the information required. So there was a whole discussion about the Aspire 34A bundle. And we'll be able to resolve and people can feel more confident. But I'd say I feel that as a country, this election is a lot more, has a lot less energy